This YCS was really interesting this weekend, and there were a couple decks that I wanted to give my own input on, and this is actually the first one. This is Maximilian's top 64 Blue Eyes list. And when I first initially saw that Blue Eyes had made Top Cut, actually it was after the event, I was like, there's no way. And then I came back and I was like, oh, he did it. So when you take a concept like the Danger deck, or actually Danger Thunder for an example here, that plays 3 spells, that wants to turbo through the deck and draw cards, well, do you think other decks could start to adapt a concept? And that's kind of what I was looking at here. You kind of just took the best aspects of the Blue Eyes deck, which is the brick itself, you put it to a Danger engine, which you already should have been doing, and then you put in the best cards in your deck, which are the 7 spells. Yeah, obviously, you don't want to play Sekka's Light in this. I mean, you could. Trust me. You could, but when you put the flavor of the month with the spice of the month, you get something really like this. Now, the fact that you can, let's call it what it is, there are very few decks in the current format that can abuse the level 8 Danger engine, and obviously this is really good. So, Ogopogo, the fact that you get to, send a Danger from your deck to the graveyard might not be so great, but you care that this is another level 8 that can special summon itself that will give you access to your good cards. All right, and obviously you're going to set up your Danger cards before you start getting into things like this side of the equation. So there's that. Mist Thunderbird, the other level 8, that's fantastic. Popping back row. This deck kind of does have issues with back row. That's kind of why we're packing in Denko Sekka. And it really says something that we've gone so far into this format that Denko has showed its ugly head. When was the last time that this card was really seeing play? Wasn't it Necros format? And now it's in full swing yet again. It's kind of something strange I kind of noticed. Also, the fact right now that Bigfoot is gaining so much more value, it's actually nuts. I didn't actually realize until today that either putting a 3,000 body on the field or being able to spot removal anything that your opponent puts on the field as a large threat is interesting. And can't believe I didn't actually realize how good that this card was starting to gain. Now, obviously, in the other Danger variants, he's a one of, but he doubles down in here as another level 8 to get you places. Now, this guy, this is another one of those that he's way better right now than he's ever going to be. We're trying to put as many floodgates on the field as we can right now, and let's call it what it is. If you see a Goliath and a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend on the field, chances are you probably are going to win that game. I mean, call it what it is. You might get unlucky, but your deck can do that now. The fact that LP can go ahead and just special summon out Goliath for no real reason. Hello? It's free. And then obviously, you still got the standard Chaos Engine that Blue Eyes kind of brings. And the age-old argument of 2 alternative versus 3. I hate to say it, but the card sucks in 3 going in such a format where you want to build a board right now going first. You can only summon 1 per turn. So your only goal in life is just to see the 1, to extend, do what the deck wants to do, and you'll be absolutely fine. So this deck is full of current combo ability. It's crazy, and it's so cool to see the Maximilian actually performed relatively well with this deck. So, as I'm sure most of you are huge Blue Eyes fans that bought your bingo machines, now you can rejoice, as you need to buy Danger cards, evidently. So, let's dig on into this. So, we have 1 copy of Goliath. As I said, this is a win condition by itself. Also, it locks the extra deck. So, I mean, whatever stage of the combo you bring this out, just make sure you've done the good stuff first before this comes out. 1 copy of Arcbreak Dragon. His text specifically says bring back Goliath. It's his whole purpose in life. 2 copies of Alternative Dragon. Like I said, 3, too much of a dead draw. 1 copy of Lavenir. You don't really have room to play more than this in this deck. I'm sure you would want to in certain situations, and it might be beneficial to want to consider it in other options, but the 1 is absolutely fine. Now, we do have 1 copy of Chaos Emperor Dragon. Now, you're probably thinking, oh man, this could be anything else. It's a dragon, you can special summon it. I guess you can make the argument for the Pendulum one, but who wants to spend money on Yugioh? Alright, come on guys. So, it can steal a game, literally, for no reason. I feel like if the game comes back to your turn and your opponent breaks your board, you can just drop this down as your first action and just nuke the field, as long as your opponent doesn't have a disruption. If your opponent has a disruption, well, that's just bad timing on your part. Now, of course, we have triple copies of Bigfoot, level 8, special summons, can spot removal anything that he wants. Triple copies of Nessie, this is just literally your searcher to get to your level 8s, and the fact that he's 2800 on the booty is really good, actually. Triple copies of Ogopogo, drop whatever you want to deck then out of the deck, if that effect comes up. I'm not saying it's going to, but it does. We have triple copies of Danger Thunderbird, spot removal on back row, and the ability to draw. Also being another level 8 helps this deck out so much, actually. And then, of course, we have triple copies of Yield Jackalope. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about this. Just special summon from the deck is kind of what you want to do sometimes. Triple copies of Denko Sekka. Taking first action, normal summoning this, locking a Sky Striker player out of the game is fantastic. Literally, it is the nuts. You do what you need to do. We did it. All right. Now we have one copy of Destrudo, paying half your life points to put another dragon on the field. Also being able to make this in a situation, if it calls for it, isn't terrible. Now, we do play guard dragons, so if a normal monster is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card. Seems pretty good. Okay, a little bit of synergy there. You can send one dragon monster from your hand to the graveyard to add this card from to your hand. Okay. Cool, so, you get to special summon this guy. It's pretty cool. Prominence, you can send this card from your hand or the field of the graveyard, target a dragon monster you control. It will gain 500 attack. If a normal monster is sent to the graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, except during damage step, you can special summon this card. Extenders, but with blue eyes in their text, right? Now we have one copy of Red Aries, Darkness Metal Dragon. Another card you're going to bring out off of our friend down here. Acts as another extender from the graveyard, allows you to set up and do what you want to do. Great time in life, actually. One copy of the Ancient Stone. If it gets to the fact that you have to resolve this, it's fine. If not, it's just another part of the Blue Eyes deck that you have access to. And then, of course, one copy of the White Stone of Legend, mandatory searcher, acting as another dragon, searching for your brick is absolutely fine. Of course, triple copies of the brick. Once again, this is the heart and soul of the deck, level 8s, blue eyes. It's all the fun, fancy stuff that you know all in one deck. And then, of course, we have one copy of Monster Reborn and triple copies of Return of the Dragon Lords. How hard is it to break a board when your opponent has Return loaded? Especially when they have large attack points. It's kind of funny because beatdown-esque decks in the current format you would think would have issues, but they don't. And then, of course, we have triple copies of the Melody, the best searcher in the game, until it gets Ash Blossomed. That's just how life goes. The extra deck, one copy of Triple Burst Dragon. Being able to stop effects during the damage step, very crucial. Also, Link 3 Dragon, also very important. One copy of Link Phonicus, just generic links. One copy of Pisty. Thank you, Revivability. One copy of Elpe. Do I want Goliath or Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon? One copy of Agripane. He brings the pain on the opponent. Oh, yeah, brother. I don't know. There's nothing else to really say about this card. This card's nuts. I'm really glad that they made this, but man, it's nuts. One copy of Borla Dragon, two copies of Doesn't Matter Dragon. So let's take a moment and just appreciate how powerful this guy actually is. Dumping is great. One copy of Photon for negates. One copy of Hope Harbinger for sucking up monsters. One copy of Tachyon. One copy of Full Armor. And one copy of Cypher. Is taking the opponent's monster still relevant in this current format? I think so. One Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss for negates, and one copy of Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. Now, the side deck is pretty interesting. We have one copy of Dogron, one copy of Godarla, two copies of Gamma Seal, and two Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. This is about as extensive as I would get for a Kaiju package, and I think this is fine. I don't want to go too crazy on this. Of course, one Scarlet, this is for time. You'll basically do your combo with Agripane and then use his ability, and then ping your opponent for 500 per monster that's destroyed. Triple copies of Twin Twister. Discarding danger cards are pretty good, I heard. We have triple copies of Evenly Matched, making Yu-Gi-Oh! Great again since 2018. And then two copies of Mask Restrict. This was kind of interesting, kind of seeing how the current format's going. But I mean, sphere mode is a bit of a threat, so interesting to note. But outside of that, congratulations, Maximilian. I loved your deck. I love the innovation that's behind it, and I look forward to seeing more kind of come out from this weekend. So please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and well, guys, I'm out.
The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.